tend to be written in blood. They exist because we have seen what society can look like without them. Nowhere are the rules more important than combat sports. Boxing has been a snake pit of corruption, cheating, and double crosses since ancient times.
This is what's wrong with boxing. This is what chases our great fans away from this great sport.
Not much has changed, aside from the science.
Camp has developed a few tricks of its own.
In one corner, we have the most athletic human being ever to set foot in a boxing ring. In the other corner, we have an undefeated and relatively unknown contender. Many things they share in common. One thing sets this fight apart. One little statistic that makes this fight a case study in rules in combat sports. That is their combined testosterone levels. Because we have a unique case where both men cheated, which I suppose is taking the long way around this being a fair fight. Speed kills, and absolute speed kills absolutely. No lightweight in history had absolute speed like Roy Jones Jr.
In trouble. Can't punch back. Oh, what a left hook inside by Jones. Dances drops his hands and pounds away. And Glenn Wolfe has had enough.
The undisputed unified light heavyweight champion now dominating his third weight class.
Jones just popping and moving away. With a solid left hook, and now he's got Brandon wobbled. Here we go.
41-1, with his sole loss of him getting disqualified for hitting a man he just knocked down.
And a couple of left hooks. And Griffin's knee goes down. And Jones lands 2 punches after Griffin's knee was on the
Quickly running out of competition at his third weight class. A drug test would also show he's coming in with a testosterone level over 5 times that of a normal man. In the other corner is Richard Hall, a lightly regarded contender who nobody believed had a chance. But he was a 6'3" southpaw
And there's the distance, using a long punches, but now he's in close.
with a testosterone level of about 10 times that of a normal man. Chemical and hormonal methods of improvement are a double-edged sword. But the first round of this fight may as well be a billboard for the reasons athletes take performance-enhancing drugs. Roy Jones Jr., with all the chemical jams kicked out, delivered a monstrous performance.
Back foot for that one. Puts power behind the right hand against Hall.
Roy immediately figures out that Richard Hall couldn't turn quickly enough to keep up with his lateral footwork.
Straight right hand up the middle by Jones.
Roy had the sheer speed to get in, land a shot, and be off the line of attack by the time a counter came.
Now he puts power behind the right hand.
The fight ends about midway through the first round. Roy Jones sees nothing to fear and opens up. Stepping out to his right, he keeps Hall turning and turning into punches.
90% healed, not 100. 90% healed as he comes into this.
Roy knew he had the southpaw dead to rights on the lead right hand. Even as the shorter man, Roy had the reach afforded to him by outrageous ability. It didn't matter how far away Hall was. Roy's range seemed to extend like Dalsum. He springs forward while stepping through with his right foot, adding an extra foot of reach to his right. Roy never seemed to throw punches like most fighters.
Another right cross. Harris in trouble again.
Roy just flicked his hands and snapped his fist through on impact with enough speed and timing to register as power.
Straight left hand.
He cracks Hall with a lead right and exits out to his left. Roy's waiting as the shell-shocked southpaw turns to face him.
Right hand and down goes Hall. Second knockdown of Hall's career.
Richard tries to stand and fight. He leans into an uppercut as Roy rifles in a right hand, complete with its own superhero landing as the southpaw reels back for a second knockdown. This fight was over in the first round. It was over the day Roy Jones Jr. was born. Round after one-sided round, Roy Jones Jr. turned in a performance that was more than human. He was blitzing Richard Hall with an increasing disdain for the threat the lanky southpaw posed.
Another short right hand lands inside. Hall starting to take the right hand just a little better than in round one.
There are simple levels to this game, and Richard was desperately out of his depth. No substance on planet Earth would have allowed him to compete with this version of Roy. The chemical effect on Roy was obvious from the opening bell.
And a right hand upstairs. Out of the range. Hard right hand by Jones.
But on the flip side of this coin is what was happening to Richard Hall. It was a hilariously one-sided fistfight. It is a slapstick comedy of a boxing match.
Roy putting on a show for the Indianapolis fans. Jones is the only fighter in CompuBox history to score a complete shutout for a round.
Through the middle rounds, Roy can't miss his tall target. Richard Hall simply did not care.
Hall had something happen to his left eye, trying to cover his left eye. Jones taking advantage. This could be it.
All this guy Richard Hall has to do is just lay his hands out.
He played the straight man of this comedy duo and stoically endured a beating that probably would qualify as excessive anywhere outside of Guantanamo Bay.
Roy Jones is something special in the eyes of a trainer and a manager. He's everything you want from a middleweight. He's got the power of a heavyweight and the ability to escape harm of a lightweight.
And yes, Roy is playing to the crowd.
How about a towel? What do you think, Larry?
It wouldn't hurt. Throw the towel in.
Towel wouldn't be a bad idea, would it?
Turning the showmanship and charisma up to 11.
And Hall bangs away.
It's real easy to forget the absolute filthy beating beneath all the fun.
Same shot. Same result.
It's because Richard Hall is in unbelievable condition.
And weighing in at 174 1/2 pounds, he brings an excellent professional record to the ring tonight, consisting of 25 bouts, 24 victories, including 23 knockouts, with only one loss. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the #1 ranked WBA light heavyweight challenger in the world, Richard the Destroyer Hall.
Jim, he has the kind of skills that will bring out either the least or the beast in Roy Jones, and that's what this fight is about.
This was his chance. He was an unproven contender handed a title shot at a pound-for-pound superstar demigod.
He seems to have it all, Jim. He has great hand speed, solid punching power, puts his punches together well, and has great confidence.
Light heavyweight champion of the world.
This fight was the gateway to millions of dollars, global fame, and the chance to have his name spoken long after his body died.
Washington, D.C., introducing Richard Hall.
At best, he becomes a legend.
He's in close. And when he's in close, we know that he'll have some good say. You know they're going to say, too quick.
At worst, he lives on to be spoken by the boxing intelligentsia as a one-hit wonder like Buster Douglas. He prepared his whole life for one night only. He wasn't going to let a little thing like morals or sportsmanship get in the way of his goals. If he beat Roy and failed the test, he still beat Roy. At least on camera, that alone is enough to warrant a rematch. A rematch that would likely pay 7 figures. If you had one chance to rob a bank vault, do you hold back on the dynamite? What happened to Richard Hall as a consequence was he had the endurance, stamina, and single-minded determination to take a horrific public beating for far longer than anybody was comfortable with.
I'll tell you what, Richard Hall has guts. He could have been out of here 4 rounds ago and nobody would have criticized him or called him a quitter. He has taken a load from Jones and keeps on.
The fight carries a growing sense of mounting horror. It starts as a good-natured celebration of Roy's genius at work.
We've got Roy Jones on a possum hunt. You never know whether a guy has a world-class chin until he takes a world-class.
Well, the first thing you're going to observe about Jones, the eyes. He never misses anything. It reminds me of Muhammad Ali and what he had best going for him. He saw everything you was going to do, and he could stop it or get out of the way. Jones.
I want to tell you this guy's got a chin and he's got heart, so don't judge him concerning this haul. We cannot do it this time. This is some extraordinary phenomenon in boxing.
But soon you wonder, how long could it possibly last? Because Roy Jones is attempting to murder him, and he is handily succeeding. It's like going to a Harlem Globetrotters game, and there's an emaciated man lashed to one of the backboards, but they just play the game around him as he starves to death. We just sort of ignore the fact that a person's health is being irreparably worsened with each passing minute. Every now and again, a Globetrotter will bank a layup off his ribcage, and he'll moan in agony. The crowd roars in approval because they scored. Everybody is having a good time. Richard Hall inexplicably lasted until the 11th round. The commentary team literally begged the referee to stop the fight.
Why doesn't the referee stop it? What is the point?
That was never close to competitive. There is the problem with steroids in combat sports. Steroids took a fight that should have ended in the second or third, and instead Richard Hall endured a traumatic assault for a very long time. Because steroids don't teach you how to fight. In high-level combat, it's skill that matters. But what it can do is allow you to recover, so you train longer and hard enough that you eventually beg a referee to allow your murderer to continue.
Stop the fight! Stop it, Wayne! Come on! This isn't competition anymore.
Steroids turned a 3-round get-em-next-time quick and painless knockout into a life-altering beating. Richard Hall was 24-1 coming into the fight. He would go 6-12 for the rest of his career. Both were notified by the Indiana State Commission. The commission was then notified that they had no legal right to test for steroids. Both men got off scot-free, and literally nothing was done about it.
The winner by TKO victory and still the reigning and defending undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, Roy Jones Jr.
Truly, the sport of kings.